Hi everyone, I'm back with another edition of the American Chess Magazine Puzzle Calendar. Sorry for missing last half weeks. Did you guys miss me? Well, if not, I know my cat missed being the star of the video. So let's get into the puzzles. This is the puzzle for Thursday, May 11th. It was composed by A. Ringner in the year 1921. Again, all the puzzles in this series are white to move, mate in 2. If you want to try to solve this puzzle for yourself, go ahead and pause the video here. For me, this puzzle had a difficulty rating of 3 out of 10 and a satisfaction rating of 5 out of 5. So here, the most annoying thing is that black's bishop is lined up with white's king. So if black plays king takes d5, next move it'll come with check, and that's very annoying to deal with. If white tries to solve the problem by simply taking the bishop, the problem here is that black can just take on c4, take on d5, sorry. And if rook to f5 check, then king to c4 back. Now the king runs away, and white has no mate in 2. Another way to try to solve the problem is by playing bishop takes e6, guarding this d5 pawn so the king can't even run away and give check in the first place. White is also threatening d6 mate or d takes c6 mate. However, the problem is that black can play bishop to g2. This move conveniently guards against rook e4, and now if d takes c6 or anything, black can simply block on d5. So this also doesn't give mate in 2. If white tries to start with d takes e6, threatening e7, again, first of all, there's a problem with king d5 check. Also, black can even play bishop g2 maybe, and if e7 again, block on d5. So that's not cutting it either. Then I was like, well, what if I play king to b6? Because now if king takes d5, bishop takes e6 is mate, and I've removed my king from this annoying check. However, the problem with this one is that it's not really threatening anything. After bishop to g2, rook e4 doesn't help, no checks, therefore white doesn't have mate in 2. And then I finally landed on the option, well, what if after king takes, I allow king takes d5 with check, but then I block with checkmate. c4 checkmate seemed like one logical way to do that, but of course it's just guarded too many times. So then I thought, what if I play rook takes e6? Now if king takes d5, there's rook e2 checkmate. If bishop to g2 trying to stop rook to e4, then white has rook takes c6 checkmate. And this does end up being the right solution. No matter what black does, white will either play rook e2 mate in the case of king takes d5, rook takes e6 mate, or rook to e4 mate, depending on which one black defends against. This was the puzzle for Friday, May 12th. It was composed by R. Collinson in the year 1901. Again, if you want to solve this puzzle for yourself, then go ahead and pause the video here. For me, this puzzle had a difficulty rating of 5 out of 10 and a satisfaction rating of 5 out of 5. The number of pinned pieces for black here, the bishop is pinned, the rook is pinned, it kind of suggested a zugzwang mate to me, and my ideas were only confirmed when I saw that the h8 knight can't move because of knight to g6 mate. The sad thing is I spent like a full minute figuring out why knight g6 check doesn't work. Black's only legal move is knight takes g6, and then I'm like, oh, bishop takes g5 is mate. But of course the problem is that knight takes g6 does come with check. This points out another problem. White here cannot move their knight because then black plays knight g6 check, ruining our chances of giving mate in 2. So therefore, white has to try something else. Then I was like, okay, queen to c7, threatening queen h2. The pin is still kept, so knight g6 is still not possible. But here, black can just play knight f4, blocking this diagonal and stopping any mate ideas. Then I realized that the key player here is this knight on d3. The knight can move freely however it likes, really ruining this idea of zugzwang. And then, in order to counter this idea of the knight moving away, I looked at what the knight was currently guarding. f2 is the most important square, as it turns out, that it's currently guarding. So ideas like bishop d4 come to mind. So that the knight moves away, there's bishop to f2 mate. Now, the reason that something like bishop c3, claiming that e1's important square, doesn't work is because black plays knight f2. Now, bishop e1 doesn't come with check because the knight has conveniently blockaded the diagonal. Therefore, bishop to d4 is the correct answer. Now black is actually in zugzwang. If the rook moves anywhere, then knight takes g8 is mate. If the knight moves, then knight takes g6 is mate again. If this other knight moves, then bishop to f2 is mate. And if the bishop moves, then bishop f2 is still mate because it's double check. This is the puzzle for last weekend, May 13th through 14th. It was composed by Luis Zaragoza in the year 2021. A happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And if you want to solve this puzzle for yourself, then go ahead and pause the video here. For me, this puzzle had a difficulty rating of 5 out of 10 and a satisfaction rating of 4.5 out of 5. So here I start by looking at the candidate moves, obviously. Bishop takes c5 is so close to working. If d takes c5, then white has queen to d2 mate. Similarly, if the knight tries blocking, then queen d2 is still mate. If pawn to e3, then queen takes g2 is mate. If pawn e5, then bishop f7 is mate. But then you notice that black has this very annoying defense, bishop to f6. And now queen d2, the bishop blocks. the bishop is obviously guarding the d4 square, so this isn't possible, and white has nothing. The hardest part about this puzzle, I think, is finding this defense in the first place and just not submitting bishop takes c5 as your final answer. But once you see that bishop f6 is the solution, then you find a way to fix it. Bishop takes g7 turns out to be the way to do that. Now if bishop f6, then knight takes f6 is mate. And the good thing is that we can use a lot of the same patterns as we used last time. The king is still trapped, queen d4 is still threatened, queen d2 is still being threatened. If knight e3, this is still mate. If e3, this is still mate. If e5, this is still mate. So basically, as long as you find that bishop f6 is black's key defense, then the puzzle becomes a lot easier. So those are the puzzles for last half week. Again, apologies for not posting a video last half week. Life happens. But I hope you enjoyed the puzzles in this video. As always, enjoy my content. Please like and subscribe. And that's all for today. Bye.